Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Zap Tracker. This is update 4.0, and in my opinion, the final major update for this tracker. I've had a lot of fun making it. I've had a lot of fun listening to you guys' suggestions and implementing them, and seeing what suggestions are, the most popular and whatnot. But I feel like I'm at a point to where this app tracker is fulfilling its purpose in every regard that it can. So this will be the final major update. And let's get into the few stuff I've added. So the first thing I've added is a failsafe for incompatible save files. Now, I've done a lot of back-end work to make sure that your guys' save files from previous iterations of the tracker will be compatible with the newer versions. But sometimes it can slip through the cracks and some oddball versions will just not work for some reason. And what would usually happen when those files were incompatible would be that they would lock you out of the game by crashing it every single time you open them. So I've implemented a failsafe to assure that you can still use the tracker even if you can't use your old save file if they break. So we're gonna go here and, oh, look at these. These are the new save files. So when I hover over them, we can see what version number at the bottom, highlighted in red, they were made in. So here I have two save files that were made in the newest 4.0 update, or here I have some old save files from the 3.1 update. So when I try to load one, it's gonna give me this pop-up. And what you're gonna do when you see this is you're gonna click this green check mark. And that should convert your save file to the newer version, 99% of the time. In the off chance that this button, instead of fixing the file, crashes the game, then you go here, you follow these instructions, and in the worst case scenario, you click here and it brings up this menu so you can make a new file and continue to use the editor even if the old file is incompatible. Now the next thing I've added is that I have put in all of the missing fire elementals that weren't here previously. I thought they weren't used in any recipes, but it turns out they were. I've also added the mimic, and the reason I've done this will become clear soon. And as you can clearly see, I have finally added the rare and epic collections. So if you want to track those, you can now. And alongside with that, and this is why I implemented all the fire monsters, is because I've added the rare and epic Wublin presets to this tracker as well. So that's pretty fun. I've also added titles to the collection that categorizes all of the elements. Now the reason I've done this is part because it looks good, but also because it involves a new feature I've added in the settings option over here. So in the settings, we have some settings. You can toggle the background if you don't want it scrolling. So what this option does is that it changes the order of the eggs. So when I made the tracker, I made my own order, but I also separated all the fire monsters into one category and the magical monsters because it made sense to me. But if you click here, that's the classic style. But if you click here, you can change it to the wiki style, which orders all the monsters in the exact same way as the wiki does. It even separates all the magicals into their own island categories. And there's also sigil count, which just groups them into groups of how many elements they have. So here we have the singles, and then the doubles, and then the triples. And next, I made it so that the clear all button, along with these new rares and epic monsters, have a bunch of options attached to it. So when you click that button, you get this pop-up menu where you can clear all commons, or all rares, or all epics, or all flex eggs, or all of the above at the same time. This button still deletes the save file, so if you want to do that. The rest just remove the items from their variables. So yeah, that's everything for the 4.0 update. I don't think it's as groundbreaking as the previous update, but I do think that, well, these new features are pretty solid for what they are. And I think the Zap Tracker has reached its full potential. I don't see a need for any more major updates, as it's serving the purpose of all the big features of the official My Singing Monsters game. something fundamentally would have to change about that game in order for me to change anything about the tracker. There might be more smaller updates and bug fixes, like maybe more settings to this menu. I'll probably add these missing epic monsters once those come out, and more epic Wublin templates. But those won't be major enough for it to serve its own video, so this is probably gonna be the last Zap Tracker video, at least for a while. Thank you all for suggesting features and watching and downloading, and I hope this tool serves you well. Until next time.